Good evening, listeners, and welcome to Twilight Talks with Maureen. I'm your host, Maureen, and tonight we've got Barbara and Douglas with us. Barbara, why don't you start by telling our listeners a little about yourself? What brings you to this little corner of the world?
Okay, my name is Barbara, I'm 50 years old, and I'm here with my best mate Douglas to celebrate that. And I hope you'll forgive me if I'm a little bit nervous. I've never been on a radio show before.
You're doing just fine. Happy birthday, Barbara.
We've been celebrating it all month. It's just we only got out here this week.
50 is a big number. It's something that you should celebrate for a whole month.
It's really special. 50 years of Barbara being my best mate.
We didn't even know each other until I was 14.
It doesn't mean you weren't the best.
Wow, you two have known each other for that long.
We have. Douglas was in the year below me. He would arrive early to clean up around flower beds outside the school because people would leave rubbish there. I started helping him out and we started talking and spending time together outside of school.
That's such a nice thing to do.
Flowers didn't live very long because of a cigarette ash, but meeting Barbara was great.
He's got a bunch of flowers at his place and they're all very healthy. When you walk in, it's like a flower shop. Flowers everywhere. You can hardly walk around the place.
It's not that many flowers, but I like taking care of them.
You've seen all the wildflowers on the island, right?
Yeah, they're beautiful. I think I might bring home a packet of seeds.
I can get you a packet for free as a thanks for coming on the show. We've got them in the gift shop.
Oh, I'll stop by and get them in the morning, if that's alright.
Sounds great. Now tell us some more about your gardening. Barbara, do you enjoy it too?
That's more Douglas's thing, but I like to come over and see them. He's got every plant you can imagine. Orchids, violets, tomatoes, beans, irises. His lily of the valley is like nothing you've ever seen.
Cacti too. Can't forget about those.
I had a cactus once. I kept getting pricked by the needles and I was worried I was hurting it.
Well, they can't help the needles. It's a part of who they are.
It's their charm. Douglas still gets pricked by needles and he still talks to those cactus plants like they're his children.
That's sweet.
Let's get back to talking about Barbara's birthday. The woman's 50 years old, half a century. That can't be celebrated enough, especially for someone like her. She's a national treasure.
A treasure?
Oh, here we go.
I'd like to share some of my favourite memories with her. Don't worry, Barbara. I won't bring up Anne's divorce party.
But you'll mention it, won't you?
Just to see that look on your face.
Now I want to hear about this divorce party.
Maybe when we come back for my 50th birthday, 2 more years. One of my favourite memories with Barbara. There's so many. Maybe the time when we were sharing a flat and we hardly had any furniture. You know how it is when you're young and you haven't gotten anything. Anyway, we had a folding table, a few chairs, mattresses. Only Barbara had a bed frame.
We could have shared.
No, I moved too much when I was asleep. I had to on the floor quite often. So we had a rare day when we both didn't have work, so we were looking all over town for furniture and things. We'd picked up some cheap art for the walls that morning and went looking out to continue looking. And we found this perfect armchair.
It really was perfect. Very clean. It was a bit broken though. I was sure I could fix it.
So we dragged it all the way back, got it up the stairs.
And it got stuck while getting it through the door.
Oh no.
Yeah, somehow we'd wedged it in the most impossible way. We spent so long trying to get it to budge, but it was heavy and it just didn't want to move. Our neighbours came by and offered to help, but at that point it was a matter of pride. We said we had it.
They offered to help?
Yeah, I think you were in the kitchen at the time. I said no.
You fool.
I'm not denying that.
Did you eventually get it in?
I took my tools out and took off one armrest. It took me about a minute, but it moved right away. We were so fed up with the thing that we left the armrest off for about 2 weeks.
It was a great chair though. Best bit of furniture we had for the place. It had character.
I still have it.
You do?
I designed my whole living room around it. It's important to me.
It got stuck again when we were moving it out, when we left that place.
Of course it did, but you knew how to fix that the second time around.
Well, Douglas wanted to be stubborn about it, but I chased him off with my screwdriver.
I thought it was funny. I didn't want to leave the door frame.
No, it didn't.
I bet you two have got even more stories and adventures between you.
Oh, definitely. More than we'd have time to talk about tonight. But I can share something too. I'm not sure how much we've got on this show of yours.
As much time as you like. We just play music after this is over.
Okay, let me think. Well, we've got this friend, Anne. I'm not going to talk about her divorce party, no. But she's got this love for architecture.
If you're going to tell this story, tell it right.
What do you mean?
You always talk about what I did, but you were the one with the idea, and you built... Okay, let me tell this actually. Anne loves architecture, and we were thinking of a good gift for her for Christmas one year. Barbara got the idea of building a terrarium with some of her favourite buildings as miniatures.
Douglas had all the supplies and he arranged it all. I just spent about a week pasting tiny sticks and tiny stones together and painting them to look like the Hagia Sophia and the Decian Temple.
You did a good job of it. They're the real stars of that terrarium.
I tried.
Did she like it?
Oh, she loved it. It's still alive and thriving. It looks really nice, and if it hadn't taken so long, I'd make another one.
You know what? I think we will make another one. We'll pick something simple like, oh, there's that little lighthouse over there.
It's mostly for decoration. The sea around here isn't too dangerous, but it does look very nice.
If we just make a small one, it won't take too long. Barbara, how about we go out and take a closer look at it after we're done here?
You really want to make another terrarium, don't you?
You were the one who brought it out. I think it would be fun.
Okay, well we should probably go soon, because it's quite dark out there and I don't want to get lost.
Well, thank you so much for being here as my special guests tonight. I really enjoyed talking with you, and if you want to come back for another night before your vacation is over, you know where to find me.
The gift shop.
That's right, okay. This has been Twilight Talks with Maureen. Thank you so much to our guests Barbara and Douglas. I hope you enjoy your stay and have a beautiful evening. Good night.
Barbara and Douglas went missing from the resort that evening. Their disappearance was only noted by Maureen, who alerted the resort security. A few days passed and they were still nowhere to be found, and security brought the case to the police. Nearly a month later, Barbara and Douglas's bodies were found in the ocean a short distance from the resort's lighthouse. At first, the newspapers reported that they drowned, but Douglas's autopsy revealed that he had actually died from a fall. He was extremely dehydrated at the time of his death. I couldn't get hold of Barbara's autopsy, but I'm sure it's the same story. It's the same. There are too many similarities, and there are too many stories just like these, probably too many that I haven't even found yet. I'm going to find out what really happened.
Research Log 2042 is an immersive fiction podcast written by Manny Dexter with music and editing done by Mikey Easter. This episode was voiced by Harvey Stephen, Tilly Lochhead, Max Husband and Cameron Bell.